Okay, welcome back to my channel, Aries. This is just an early morning read, and this is more of a health check-in. Not going to read it as general. So you're all on a different timeline, and so I suspect here that some of you might be currently going through this energy, others that might be a little further out. But what I'm looking at in terms of your health overall is it looks like there is some kind of existing condition for sure. It definitely does speak to road to recovery here. I do see some areas of weight loss, and certainly it does speak to good news that's coming in, but it looks like there's going to be something that's added to the mix to be able to resolve a situation. So when I look at the Ace of Wands here and the Ace of Pentacles, this is a couple of areas that might be impacted more specifically in your life as far as your overall health. It does look like there is going to be some kind of new treatment that is going to be introduced to help aid a situation. It could be even a new doctor that's coming in here as well to bring this into a realignment here, because like I said, it looks like you're already dealing with a couple of different issues here more specifically. The Two of Pentacles is that card of, and certainly the Pentacles do represent the body many times here, so it does look, like I said, I mean, there is an issue that is going to be starting to resolve, but it is kind of a chronic problem where I do feel you are still trying to figure out the right concoction maybe to deal with it. There's a lot of tension here as well in this particular month for June. So I do feel like you've got some levels of, or again, some of you will find this a little further out, but I'm kind of doing the reading more specifically for June. So in terms of, you know, part of the issue, I would say, again, there's two areas that seem to be impacted. There's some tension-related problems, stiffness and aches and pains, that kind of thing. When we get to the Nine of Pentacles, again, this is still an area, like I feel like you don't have full control over the situation because it's kind of a goes in waves type of scenario here. I feel like your overall emotional state is part of what's impacting the situation here. I feel like if you're able to get a hold of that part of it, you know, that level of depression or boredom, I feel like you're going to be able to get, have a stronger recovery in the process here. Nine of Pentacles, for some of you, there could be, normally I see other cards out here that kind of speak to drinking issues and that kind of thing, but I feel in this particular issue, for whoever this resonates for, it seems to be more of a chronic illness or someone who's had an illness where there might have been surgery or surgery that's been advised, that kind of thing. But it certainly does look as though, I don't feel like you're going into surgery or anything like that. It feels like you're able to kind of deal with it, but as I say, it looks like there's some kind of new treatment that needs to be added to the mix here. So, and I'll also just throw out there, just as this is just my own personal sort of bit in there, and of course I'm not a doctor by any stretch, but something to also do some research on is red light therapy. I know that the Army had used that in the helmets, and that was used for patients or for those that were in the Army that had PTSD and some other medical conditions. It's also used for a variety of other things as far as inflammation, improves hair loss, all of those things. It actually has a lot of benefits in terms of anti-aging as well. So that might be something that relates to your condition. I'm just throwing it out there for you to do a little bit of research, but it's called red light therapy. Can be a little pricey. You can buy the lights. They all have different degrees of light as well, so they're not all at the same strength. But just something just to consider there as well. So anyway, moving on, we do have the Three of Wands here. And of course, that still speaks to an area of your life that you are kind of, again, still in recovery here, and there's a lot of need to rest, but I feel like you might be just pushing yourself a little bit too hard in trying to get through the situation. So, for sure, keep making strides to improve, but as well, knowing when to pull back and really take the time to rest would be something that's noteworthy here. Or at least as well, it is something that's going to require rest, enable for it to resolve. And again, I do feel like there's some energy zapping things going on here. There's some levels of boredom that are also a factor. And again, just the indicator that there's some weight loss. So again, just a little short read. I just thought I would do something a little bit different here for you. So again, for whoever this resonates for, this is what I have for you for the month of June, or when you find this reading. And again, it's just a health check-in. And we'll see you in future reads.